Hey, Sheri. I've got all the buttons going. I've done all the right clicks, and it tells me that we are live. We are live for episode, get this, 46.
46.
Episode 46. That means in 6 weeks we get to celebrate a 1 year anniversary of doing this. Who'd have thought
Really?
when we started we'd be doing this for a year? I think that is so amazing. Yes, today is episode 46 of Conversation with Sheri and TerryAnn. I'm so excited.
Yes, I am too.
Well, let's kick things off. Welcome. I am TerryAnn Porter, life coach, TA. It's time to defeat those lies of negative self-talk by changing your perspective, which will open your eyes to some of those unseen possibilities around you. Pathways will then open onto which you can choose to proceed in truth. My co-host, as always, is the amazing Sheri Berger.
Good morning. Good morning. For those of you that don't know me, I am Sheri Berger, and I am the owner of Here to There Consulting. We educate business owners with those tools to balance life, business, and finances so that you can create the life and business that you deserve. And right up back, I want to apologize. I'm having allergies and I've had a raspy voice for, I think, about last couple days. So bear with me. I drank tea this morning. I don't know what's wrong with me. Coffee in one hand and confidence in the other, but it had tea in it. So good morning. Good morning. You know what? What is the name of our topic today?
Oh, today's topic is life. Make it happen. We've been talking about life this past month. And last week we talked about life happens. You get allergies and a crackly voice just when you're going live on Facebook. Things happen in life. And we talked about that last week.
So I am making it happen today. I'm making it happen.
That's it. Make it happen. I think that refers a little bit to choice.
So I don't know how many of you people have, I don't know how many people have teenagers or young adults. I don't know if there's much difference, but I had some fun teenagers. Oh no, young adults. You know, my kids are young. My point is, I was trying to save my voice last night, but they wanted to talk about, you know, whatever's bugging them in life and they're frustrated and whatever, you know. And somebody told me, just to be honest with you, you know why your kids take whatever's going on in their life on you? Because it's safe. And I told him, I said, can you give me a little grace over here? I'm not feeling good and my allergies are bad. But, you know, that's a hard age. But anyway, I thought you'd find that funny. That even then you had to make life happen, even in the midst of, you know, crazy going on.
Sure.
With trying to, I always say, help them get their training wheels off and ride the bike of life. You know, it's a difficult age for them, but it's also difficult on parents. So anyway, making it happen, right? Making life happen, even when things are. And then I've just got back from 4 days of training, 12-hour days sitting and training. And then if you networked, it was another 15. Now my life is on fire because that was the name of and it was great. And the interaction was great. But when you come home, you're tired. But you still go make life happen, right? And then when you come home, you have responsibilities like young adults are trying to figure stuff out, a husband, whatever you have. But in all of that, you got to make life happen. So I think this is great that we're talking about that. And what was last week, like you said, life happens, right?
Life happens.
So I came home. I was empowered. I am still empowered. But, you know, you have life going on and you have to go out and figure out how to help and support other people, especially those people that live in your four walls of your home. So I just thought that was funny that this is what we're talking about today. And this is what I'm going on. Hey, TerryAnn.
What?
I'm making life happen. I've also been working since I got back home at putting my book together I have it in a 3-ring binder.
Nice. You're getting closer.
I have like 3 chapters of my 8-chapter book in here. Totally done. Boom, right? Done. So that's making it happen, right? And Linda, TerryAnn knows you've written your first book. This is my first book ever, right? And you've written how many books, TerryAnn?
2.
So let me ask you a question. You wrote that first book. How hard was that?
The hard part was putting it together. I had it all done. It was just taking that time to sit down and say, okay, this goes here, wait, move this here. And just the action of putting it together. Quit procrastinating and just do it.
That's exactly what I'm doing. But your second book, how hard was that, TerryAnn?
I had to do the very same thing.
But you knew you could do it, right?
I knew I could do it at that point, yes.
Oh, look who's here. It's a Pam.
Pam. Hey, I love the cup.
Look at this.
I love the cup you're using.
She stole my cup this morning. I have Pam here. Pam.
Hi, everyone.
She's usually on seeing us this way, but she's here in person. She came back from training with me. And sometimes having a friend or a support or come alongside you to get your things to happen is a great idea. So Pam, what is it called? You've been through a lot of my training and courses too, which is too funny. And now she's seeing it all unfold in a book. And so then she's been able to come back and edit and look at a lot of it. Yeah. And guess what? Learning more by reading it after being through it.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. But
Bring
anyway,
back the mindset.
So TerryAnn, when is the time that you've made things happen?
Well, when doing the books was a definite make it happen. My husband was a great encourager. And it was just kind of like Pam is doing for you. And then finally it was along the lines of, so why haven't you done this yet? What do you need to get it done? And actually what we did was he said, all right, that's fine. We're going to the coffee shop today. We take the laptops, we go to the coffee shop. Don't get online. You don't need those distractions. Now, you open up that Word document. Don't shut it down till you're finished. It took me 90 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I procrastinated for so long that it was finally the getting away and saying, this is the time. You will make it happen today. And that was the final trigger for each of those. It was this is the day. Why am I putting this off?
Mm-hmm. But having supporters like TerryAnn Porter has been one of my huge encouragers and supporters because she kept going, Sheri, you have this stuff, put it together. Sheri, you have and you know what? Part of this training we went through was breaking through what's holding you back. So then when you make that promise in front of 1,000 other entrepreneurs and business owners in a room, you might need to follow through, TerryAnn. Some of them follow me on Facebook and in my YouTube, and right? So a lot of those people in that room know me personally too. So anyways, it's amazing. Hey, we have a couple people that joined us. So I want to say welcome. Welcome,
ladies.
How do you make things happen? TerryAnn, can you do me a favor, babe? Can you explain to everybody why they're coming up Facebook user and how they don't do that?
We do have somebody on here, and we don't always get to see your name. So we can only call you Facebook user. If you would like us to know your name and call you out personally, we're using a platform called StreamYard. Now, StreamYard and Facebook, they'll play together, but Facebook wants to make sure that you want StreamYard to have your permission. So if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see the website StreamYard.com/Facebook. If you go there, it will pop up and say, do you really want me to share this information? And if you hit accept, your name should, this is technology, so your name should change from Facebook user to Princess Love You a Lot. I don't know.
Wow, you have a princess something. You are awesome like that, TerryAnn. Hey, I want to welcome John. John's been telling me he was going to come watch us. And this morning we have Shed. So I wanted to say hi to Shed. And I see
Oh.
Linda. Linda is back joining us as well. And I just want to say I appreciate everybody on here. So what we want to ask you is, and again, I'm going to apologize for my allergies and raspy voice this morning, but I'm making it happen. We want to ask you, how are you making things happen in your life?
Well,
So
this is how one Facebook user does. She makes a daily to-do list, and she combines business and personal and checks things off. I think to-do lists are awesome. They help me to stay focused. They help me to celebrate, because even if it's that little thing of go make the bed, sometimes it might be 4 o'clock before I go make the bed. Sometimes I have to put those little things on there to remind me so that I will get them done. But yes, I think a to-do list is awesome. You know what you're going to get done. And I find it easier to get less distracted.
And you have successes by checking off and saying that you moved from here to there, right?
Absolutely.
And then what was I going to say? Oh, you want me to tell you something funny? A lot of people say their husbands don't like honey-do lists. My husband loves a honey-do list. Doesn't make sense to me. You can write your own list, which he does, but he loves it when I do his. So then he can show me and check off and get the words of affirmations, because that's one of his love languages, right? And he feels like he was successful, and he can get his words of affirmations from his wife.
But that way he also knows what you want. Sometimes it gets down to, I'm not a mind reader. I thought you wanted this, but what you really wanted was this. And as long as you're making that list for him, he knows exactly what it is that you want. Great, as far as I'm concerned, great way to avoid some miscommunication.
Well, and I will be honest with you, TerryAnn, you and I did that with putting together the E-Summit. We each were making to-do lists. We do that a lot with Conversations, Sheri and TerryAnn. We have another big event coming up on Sunday, and we're in the process of putting together a to-do list. You know what our big event is on Sunday? Because we just decided we were going to make it happen. What is it, TerryAnn?
Sunday, by the way, in case you didn't know this, Sunday is National Girlfriend Day. So we are going to create a Zoom link. We'll post it. We'll post the information on Conversations a little later, because we're just now putting this together. But we've selected the time. Join us 2 to 3 p.m. on Sunday. And we're going to have just a fun get-together. Girlfriends. Invite your old girlfriends, make new girlfriends. Bring your cup of tea with you so that you can...
No, your cup of coffee. Coffee.
Oh, come on.
Don't even, TerryAnn. It's coffee. TerryAnn. Come on. Kabam.
Oh, come on. Well, anyway, whatever's in that cup.
One hand and confidence in the other. All right. You can drink whatever you want. Bring whatever you want to drink and bring a snack. More importantly, just come join us, and it will be Sunday at 2:00. We will have more details, but I'm excited that we're all going to be on Zoom. We're going to have breakout rooms. It'll be fun to see who is able to come and experience Girlfriend Day. We're going to
have Girlfriend Day, which, by the way, this was created because someone last week on Conversations mentioned it. And wouldn't it be good to get together? All right, we took it and we're running with it. So we'll give you some more details. Check the Conversations Facebook page later today.
And we have a couple amazing men on here, and I don't want you to think we're leaving you out, because having friends that are guys and supporters that are men as well is so important too. But it is National Girlfriend Day. Come on. When's National Boyfriend? When's National Guy Friend Day, right? Right? I don't know.
It's not a Guy Friend Day, but there is a National Boyfriend Day. But I'll tell you what, my husband's not too excited about me finding boyfriends. So
I have a boyfriend.
On that one.
I have a boyfriend of 31 years and a husband of 27. Oh, it might be the same guy. This Kevin Burger man. But anyway, there you go. People always think I'm funny because if I tell him he's my boyfriend, he'll say yes. If I say he's my husband, he'll say yes. I haven't trained well. What do you think, TerryAnn?
When things go wrong, like we talked last week, well, things in life go wrong. How do you go from this is happening to me to making a decision to this has happened, now life make it happen?
Oh.
How do we make our life happen? Okay, Pam, you almost look like you wanted to say something.
I did.
She does.
So
she wants to be involved.
When Sheri was talking about our breakthrough session that we had, what they literally had us do was write the words of things that are holding us back on a board. And they literally had us break the board. It was one of those karate chop boards. So they literally had us breaking the board and physically doing it and having everyone around you to encourage you and things like that. And I know you guys were talking about books earlier. I just had an aha moment at that time because I was like, oh my gosh, you're talking about books. Sheri's been on me about writing a book too. And I'm like, I don't even have to write a book. I have all my photography of sunsets that everyone thinks are so amazing. I'm going to take my photographs and I'm going to put Bible verses underneath some of them and my own Pamisms underneath some of them. And I'm going to make them into postcards that they can tear out and send to people.
What a great idea.
I'm like, I've had this book how long? I have over almost 10,000 photos in my Google Photos. So I have plenty of material already done.
Now, what is it going to take to go from I've got all this to making it happen?
As soon as I'm done helping her, I'm going home and I'm going to just start downloading my photos with the Bible verses that I've already picked out that will go with certain pictures. I'm just going to put it together and be done with it.
And Pam has a coach. Pam has a coach, and the coach is aware of what she's saying.
Yes. So there's my accountability. Hee-haw. Or as they said at the conference, kaboom.
Facebook users commenting that we were talking about honeydew list. His wife, he doesn't have a honeydew list. He is very motivated. Now he started telling her what he took care of, but she didn't care for that. I think that's part of a communication thing, isn't it? Finding out what does the other one respond to, and how do we do that? I know there's times I can say something to my husband, and total doesn't work. But other times it does. I think communication is a lot in making life happen.
Well, and I love the what he just put on there as well, because if you look at that, right, opposites attract. And he's saying she's not a go-getter at all, which she's probably just a little bit more laid back, and he's more of a right, action and take action person, right? So a lot of times you got to figure out how to balance that out. But it is interesting when you're working with other people. And I always tell people this: don't get married if you don't want to figure out what all is going on with you, or figure out how to. You have to compromise a lot, and it can be hard work and but it can be rewarding too. But it is when you're working with somebody else as a team player, you got to come up with what works. And communication styles are a big thing.
And how do you take those two different personalities and make life happen?
I don't know. I find that I do that well sometimes, and other times it's difficult, right? Especially, like you said, when you have a partner coming alongside you, when you're married or whatever, you have to figure that out together. And then if you have children, that's a few bumps in the roads, is it not? So you have to have your goals, your mission. So you just have to decide that you're going to make that happen.
Oh, that's interesting. The word decide, the word goals. In other words, life is a lot of choices. So when, like last week, life happened, and I talked about last week, within a 6-week period, we lost 3 cars.
Yes.
Okay, what do you do from there? How do you take life happening to you and choosing to make it happen? Some people just say, okay, that's it. I give up. I'm not doing anything else. And actually, that's a choice too. Sometimes remembering life is a choice.
People always forget that, not to make a choice or to give up is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And we even were talking about right yesterday. What is it? Debbie Miller, our friend Debbie Miller, likes to always say, it's Tuesday yesterday. Every day is Tuesday. It's a choice to make a choice or not make a choice. It's a choose, right? So, yeah, you need to choose where you want to go. Yeah.
One of the things that comes to mind for me is that sometimes you just have to be still and know.
That's hard for me. That being still.
Oh, don't think that I don't communicate, with my higher power. I'm a very Christian faith-based person, but, I'll sit there and have conversations with God. I might be on pause and I might be trying to be still and know, but I can still yell at him and have conversations with him and tell him how I'm feeling about things and trying to get clarification from what he wants me to do in my impatience while I'm waiting.
Impatience while I'm waiting. Boy, that happens a lot to me. Yes, yes. So if you have goals, is that part of making life happen?
Well, yeah, but how strong are your goals, right? How strong is your why, right? So you got to look at it that way. And I liked what Pam just said. Pam was saying that she actually has a real conversation with God. She talks to God like she would her good friend. She doesn't always agree with God's plan. I know I've argued with God and he always wins. I don't understand, but I don't get it. But still, right, to have that authentic, real relationship is so important because, he's all knowing. He already knows. But back to your goals too, though, you can have a goal, be willing to pivot. Did we not learn how to pivot in 2020? Be willing to pivot, but have the why so strong that we're going to go back to why we're accomplishing that goal. Or are we going to have to readjust the goal because maybe, like I just said, God always wins. Even though it might be my goal, it might not be the goal that I'm supposed to be doing at that time. So knowing the difference in all of that, but making it happen. When we're forgetting to tell her, I forgot to tell my peanut gallery behind me to turn off their cell phones.
I forgot. I'm so used to forgetting to turn it on.
So I guess the thing we're pointing out here is that life doesn't just happen. I mean, you can't just go along and say, well, whatever happens today, that's where it's going to go. And we can make plans. And as we talked last week, plans can change. But you just mentioned your why, your goals. Why is this important? And it doesn't, even with the obstacles, how do you get around them? How do you choose to get past the obstacles to get to the end goal? And that reminder of the why, that's the perfect thing about Pam being there to help you with the book. You've had it, you've wanted to do it, you've got someone that reminding you of your why.
Yes, and that's so important.
And I think one of the key words that she used before too is your mission and vision. Your goals have to be in alignment. And when you're going through difficult times or pandemic times or life happens times, when the struggle is real is when you really have to focus on your mission statement and your vision statement so that you can know where you are and know where you want to go and have clarity in that moment to make sure that your actions and your thoughts are congruent with that direction.
You act like you just read that somewhere in a book.
I know, right? I feel like I read that in a book somewhere
in some book that somebody's writing.
Edited something about that.
So curious, how do you keep your vision, your mission, your why? How do you keep those so they don't get thrown on the back burner? How do you keep them in front of you?
So you really need to realize, right, what is your purpose? But see, when I'm talking about what she just talked about, that's in my book, obviously, the mission and the value, we need them for our life and our business. And the way you keep it is, do you have it hung up? Do you look at it? Do you pray about it? Do you have your goals aligned with that? Is that where you're going? Because you know what? I have bad news for you, TerryAnn. Life is short. So are you living what your purpose is, what your mission, what your values are? And if you don't have those written down and you don't focus on those with your no matter what attitude, are you leaving the legacy? Are you leaving what you want here on earth? Because, that's the kind of stuff that you need to look at that. Yeah. Yesterday I was coaching a client, and this is serious, right? When you're not doing what you're called for, other people are being affected by that. So if I'm not living out my mission, my life mission, it affects my children. It affects my husband. It affects my friends, TerryAnn. So, and if I'm not living that out in my business, it affects my clients. So to realize that it's not just you, it's the people around you and how it affects. So anyway, we are getting down to our last 5-minute warning, as TerryAnn was showing me. So what do you have last minute words to say, TerryAnn?
I was thinking, as you were saying that, along the life, make it happen and making a priority. I know a lot of people will put pictures of their family, or if you're working at a computer desk or wherever your work area, the pictures of the family. I am doing this for them.
So my husband does not really have his own truck. He thinks he has his own truck. He has his own route. He has the truck he usually uses as a UPS driver. And guess what? He gets mad if somebody gets his truck too long because he has his family pictures up on, right? And he literally works 12-hour days as a UPS driver, and he is in and out running his truck, doing all that. And he literally has those pictures right on up there. And I have them in my office here, but I'm saying I thought that was pretty phenomenal when I found that out, to think that that's what my husband, chose to put for his why of what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So like you talked about that.
And
for myself, you'll see, I was recently given this sign that says, "You're born to be real, not to be perfect."
Mm-hmm.
I strive so hard for that perfection. I like this. It's right behind me, but being on Facebook as often as I am, I can read those words right now. And they're
good morning.
Especially on video.
We just had an individual join us. Please come back and watch the replay. We want to tell you good morning as well, and I'm so happy you're here. TerryAnn, I'm going to ask you what you love me that I always ask you. What are we talking about next week?
Next week? Well, through all of July, we've talked about joy in life and making it happen. In August, let's talk about our business side. So next week, the topic is creating joy in your business.
Yeah, I'm so excited about that.
Don't worry. How about your job? Whatever it is that you are doing, create joy.
Yep. And we will see you next week, 9:30 on Wednesday. So go out and make it a great day. Bye,
and be
guys.
sure to go check our Facebook page later today. We're going to have details about our girlfriend time on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We want to see you Sunday. Come back Sunday. And we will have all that information, like you said, on Conversations with Sheri and TerryAnn, August 1st, 2:00. See you there.
Until then, make it a great day.
Make it a good day.